trade request and execution. So what does that mean now for Brody? Adrian Wojnarowski has more.
With All-Star Paul George gone to the Los Angeles Clippers and a trade over the weekend, with the Thunder no longer in championship contention, Russell Westbrook is welcoming the idea of general manager Sam Presti finding a trade that would end Westbrook's 11-year tenure with Oklahoma City. Westbrook, his agent Thad Fouché, and Sam Presti, they worked together for over a decade. They're going to continue to work together here to try to find a landing spot for Russell Westbrook, who has 4 years, $170 million left on his contract. One team who has some interest in exploring some conversations with the Thunder, the Miami Heat, and that's a team that Russell Westbrook, I'm told, would be very open to playing for.
NBA reporter Royce Young now covers the Thunder. Good to have a few minutes with him on SportsCenter AM. So, Royce, it sounds like there's mutual interest between the player and the team being the Heat, the player being Westbrook. We know what the contract numbers are, though. So how challenging is this going to be for GM Sam Presti to get this deal done?
It's going to be extremely challenging, Randy, and a lot of this has to do with the timing, because free agency is effectively over. Teams have spent their money, so there's really no one available for Westbrook to be just traded into cap space. And all of those gymnastics are going to have to be kind of done now for the Thunder to figure out a way to find a trade partner for Westbrook, because also I think it's critical to say that the Thunder want to do right by Westbrook here. They want to get together with him, make sure that he goes to a destination that he prefers, that he's comfortable with. And so this is going to be a mutual thing between both sides. But as we see, Russell Westbrook's going to make $47 million when he's 34 years old. And that's giving a lot of teams around the league a little bit of pause when they decide, what's that guy going to look like? Somebody that relies on athleticism. What's he going to look like when you're paying him almost $50 million at 34 years old? So the timing of this has made it challenging. The limited scope of teams involved is going to make it challenging. So, look, the Thunder want to get this done sooner than later. Both sides are motivated to get it done sooner than later. But the Thunder are going to be patient. They're going to be meticulous. They're going to be measured, as they typically do with these types of things.
This was not the plan in OKC. Russell Westbrook was not supposed to, quote-unquote, grow old, at least in NBA years. He wasn't supposed to grow old on his own. It's supposed to be alongside Paul George. So now George is a Clipper, and the other two of the two superstars, Westbrook, could be gone sooner rather than later. What's the reaction you're hearing from the Thunder organization about this need to rebuild?
Well, let's be clear. They did not want to trade Paul George. They wanted to run this back next year and have a chance to compete in the Western Conference. But in some way, Randy, they look at this kind of as a gift, because they knew the bell was going to toll eventually in Oklahoma City. They've had an incredible run, over a decade of contending in the Western Conference. They pulled every lever they can pull to extend this window as much as they possibly could. And in a lot of ways, they looked at it, they had one more shot. Paul George had a player option after next season, and they understood that their chips were in it. They did not compete for an NBA title next year, get to the Western Conference Finals, maybe the NBA Finals. They were going to be looking at trading Paul George at that point anyway. And with the circumstances that happened here, well, they were stunned. There's no doubt about it. They also looked at the circumstances and saw the fact that this was maybe going to come anyway, and they were able to leverage more out of it than they ever could have. So it was not something ideal, but they also looked at it as a little bit of a gift.
Thunder have made the postseason in 9 of Westbrook's 11 seasons with the organization. That's Royce Young with the insight on SportsCenter.
The 2019 Home Run Derby. Vladimir Guerrero breaks the Home Run Derby record for home runs in a round I never thought we'd see. This is incredible. I think we have drama here.
These guys just want to give us more.
Do it again. What a valiant fight by John Peterson.
I absolutely love this kid.
So he's your Home Run Derby champion.
Oh my God, that was a blast. I'm going to remember that for the rest of my life.
And maybe we will too. Add up all the rounds, and 312 home runs were hit in the Home Run Derby. Now, I'm all for it, and not just in the Derby. I want it in games too, because I have no problem watching teams put up, say, a combined 21 runs like the Astros and Angels did in their last game before the All-Star break. But I'm just a fan. I'm not the guy out there serving up those home run balls like Justin Verlander, who has already given up a major league high 26 home runs. In all, there have been 3,691 home runs hit this season. That is on pace to smash the home run record for a season by more than 500 home runs. And Verlander says that's a beeping joke. Major League Baseball's turning this game into a joke. They own Rawlings, and they've got Manfred up there saying it might be the way they center the bill. They own the blinking company. We all know what happened. Manfred, the first time he came in, what did he say? He said he wanted more offense. All of a sudden, he comes in and the balls are juiced. It's not a coincidence. We're not idiots. That is Verlander in a conversation with our own Jeff Passan, who joins us now from Cleveland, site of last night's home run derby and tonight's All-Star game. What has been the reaction to Verlander's comments to you?
It's interesting, Nicole, because there's been varying reaction to it. You've got some people, and pitchers in particular, who say Justin Verlander at 36 years old, with a Cy Young, with an MVP award, with a Hall of Fame resume, has the gravitas to go and say what we have been thinking all season long. On the other hand, you've got a group of people who say, hey, the balls are same for everyone, so deal with it. And I think that ultimately is going to be the tack of players this year. They know it's an incredible out there. They know it's flying. What they're hoping is that Major League Baseball is going to fix this before the 2020 season, and that all the testing that's being done right now is going to wind up with a fairer ball for all players.
I hope they don't. I hope it stays the same. Verlander is the starting pitcher for the American League tonight. He has to face an NL lineup that's awfully impressive. Can you put into perspective the guys he'll be facing?
I mean, look, it's a lot better than the guys who are taking batting practice down there right now. We're talking. Listen, I'd love to look at the top of the lineup to start. Let's look at the bottom, though.
I know.
Wilson Contreras has 18 home runs, is hitting 7th. Ronald Acuna is 21 years old, has 21 home runs in the first half. He's hitting 9th. The average age of this lineup, Nicole, is 26 years old. You look at the top with Christian Yelich. Is he the best player in the National League? Is Javier Baez hitting 2nd? Is Cody Bellinger hitting 4th? Or, oh, by the way, is Freddie Freeman, who is the elder statesman of this starting lineup, at 29 years old? Justin Verlander has his hands full tonight, as do the entire American League pitching staff. It's going to be a great lineup to watch.
Verlander, like I said earlier, has already given up 26 home runs this season. That NL starting lineup has combined to hit 212 home runs so far this season. Enjoy the game, Jeff.
Will do, Nicole. Thanks.
All right, still ahead this morning, things about to get a lot more interesting on the Hollywood hardwood. How the Clippers and Lakers rivalry is revving up like we've never seen before.